Hello, I'm Jack. Today's video, you will learn how to connect your GPT with Zapier so that you can save an article in Google Docs, draft an email, or publish a Facebook post right inside your GPT. Later on, I will demo how to do it step by step. But before that, we need to have some kind of basic understanding. For the requirement, you need to have a ChatGPT Plus account. You need to have a Zapier account. Free or pay account is okay. And inside a GPT, we need to write the instruction. In order to connect to Zapier, we need to use the function called action. And inside an action, it requires to provide a schema in order to connect the API and also authentication. It sounds complicated, but actually it's pretty easy because Zapier has already provided you the instruction and the schema. All you need to do is just copy and paste. Zapier has provided a very in-depth tutorial in this link. I will put this link below the video. Here is the tutorial page provided by Zapier. As I said before, Zapier has already provided you the schema and the instruction. So we scroll down here. This link is the schema. I will show you how to do it later. And you keep scrolling down, you will also see the instruction provided by Zapier. We will copy this and make some change and paste it into your GPT. And the left top corner, you can see my actions here. So inside my action, you can connect into different apps. For example, you can connect to MailChimp, you can connect to Google Docs, or connect to your Facebook page, etc. We will do this later. Okay, I believe you have some kind of basic understanding now. We go to ChatGPT and click Explore. Inside Explore, we can now create a GPT here. We then click to Configure. Here, you can name your GPT. You can see the instruction here. And at the bottom, you can create new action. We click the button here. You can see here, you need to provide the schema here. So we go back to the Zapier tutorial page, scroll down, you copy this link, and then you go back to the GPT. In here, you don't do this. Instead, you copy the link and put it here. Import from URL, and then remember to click import. Then you can see the schema is already pasted inside here. And that's it. It's so easy, right? In this case, we don't need to do the authentication. When we test it later, it will prompt you to sign in Zapier account. So you don't need to do anything here. We just click go back. And now we need to copy and paste the instruction. We go back to the page and scroll down, and here is the instruction. We just copy all first and paste it inside the instruction. Here is the small button. You can enlarge the screen. And inside the instruction, you need to make change of the required action. You can see there is two example action here. The first one is Google Canada, and the second action is send a direct message in Slack. We need to change it later, but for now, we just close it. Your GPT not yet connect to Zapier. In the right-hand side of the screen, you can see a preview here. You can test your GPT here. So in order to connect your Zapier, you can type something like, publish a post into my Facebook page. Since we have an instruction here, so GPT understanding that this task require to connect to your Zapier account. So you can see there is a button here, so you can sign in with your Zapier account, and then you click allow button here. Okay, so your GPT now is connected to Zapier. Then you go back to actions.zapier.com. You can set up your own action now. You simply click my actions here. If you have more than one connected app here, the correct one should be OpenAI GPT, and click Manage Actions. It will pop up a small window here, and here you can add a new action. So in this tutorial, I want to draft an email inside Gmail. So you simply search Gmail, and it will list all the action from Gmail. So in this case, I don't want GPT help me to send out email. I just want GPT to draft. So I click Gmail, create draft here. It will then ask you to log into your Gmail account. For drafting an email, you need to provide the subject, which email you want to send, and the email body. The default setting is have AI guess the value, which means the GPT will design the subject line and design the email body, etc. Remember to click the button to show all options here. If you don't want AI help you to design you can simply set do not include. So in this case, GPT will only help me to write a subject line, decide which email to send, and draft the email body. And you can see the action name is called Gmail Create Draft. This is important. We need to use it later. You can change the name, but in this case, we just use the default name here. This button is optional. If you check this button, ChatGPT will provide you a preview before really running the action. So in this case, we check this button and enable action. Make sure this button is in green. It means enabled. If you see it in gray, remember to turn it on. After you set up an action in Zapier, go back to GPT. You need to update the instruction here. First of all, I remove the one I don't need it. And here, there is two things I need to update. The first thing is the action name here. And the second thing is replace the URL link with the action name again. So I have an action name called Gmail Create Draft. I copy and then I paste the name here and here. After finish this, you can now test it. And I close. Now I'm trying to type a message, draft and Gmail to Kenny, and say happy birthday. So you can see the response here. GPT asked me what's the email address of Jenny. So I provide the email first and ask GPT to design the content. And based on the information provided, GPT now start talking to Zapier. You can click the small arrow here to check the information, and then I click confirm. It should now connected to Zapier successfully. Remember, I checked the option that I require to preview the action before it run, right? So it provides the link here. Click the link. I can preview what the email contents look like. You can see here is the email I provide, and ChatGPT help me to write the email subject line and write the body. You can also edit here. For example, I replace my name to Shaq, and then I click save, and then I click run here. And then now I'm go to Gmail. I go to the draft here, and you can see the draft is successfully created. One more thing, if you want GPT to look up the Gmail herself, you can connect to Google Contact in Zapier. So now I'm going to my action and click manage actions here. Here I add a new action called Google Contacts. I use the first one, find contact. It requires me to log in a Gmail account. For searching Google Contact, I don't require to preview. So I leave it unchecked and enable the action. So the action name is Google Contacts, find contact. So I copy this first, and then I go back to GPT and update the instruction. Here I copy and paste the required action and change it to find contacts. And also remember to change the URL here. On top of the Zapier instruction, I add my own instruction here. Help user find contact and draft and email. And now I can test it again. You can see GPT talk to Zapier multiple times. At the first time, the instruction is find the contact information for Jenny in my Google Contacts. And then GPT successfully find the contact here. I click this link to preview how it looks like. So for this time, I didn't need to provide the email. GPT will look up the email inside my Google Contact and draft a happy birthday message. And that's the end of the video. This is my first English video, and I hope you can learn something from it. Let me know if you have any question. I will try my best to answer. See you next time.